Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today, for the whole day I've been feeling this word, you've been initiated. But I felt like, let's talk about it. So I'm not sure where we'll go with this message, but if you resonate with what I will be talking today about, it was for you. So I'm sure there's many things you need to hear right now because, well, most probably you've noticed that things in the world are getting interesting, right? So energy is like never before right now, and it's almost impossible to ignore that this year was like nothing else. I'm talking personally for your journey, but also collectively. Like things that happened this year, it was a lot, and there was many activations that just opened people to question everything, to seek new perspectives, to look for the truth, and to go beyond the human opinions. So we come in touch with that makes us, which is love. And to be initiated into love means that you need to experience the lack of it, right? I want to read something to you before I go into the message, because I'm sure that so many of you will resonate with this. Unless a person has endured really dark and difficult things in their life, they simply will not have the emotional sensitivity or spiritual depth to relate to you at the level of soul. They won't really experience you or this life with holy wonder. They have not been initiated into the abyss of ego death to rise back into the light, understanding the significance of your presence in their life. Find people that will treat you as sacred and appreciate the value of your soul. And this is deep, isn't it? Because usually we can only form compassion when we experience how it is when we lack it once again, right? Maybe you go through a phase in your life where you're meeting many unkind people, and people are mistreating you, and people are mean towards you, or maybe even bullying you. And yeah, you could shut off, you could blame, you could be a victim, or you could question why this is happening, like why humans are allowed to do this kind of things. Because many times people wonder, if there is God, why God allows these things. But I like to say to people that God allows this kind of things because God trusts you so much, because it knows your potential. It knows that if you will experience something as dark as that, you will turn it into something as bright as you can. And that process of transcendence of hurts and pain will teach you how to love. And this is the process of initiation. That's why God allows these things, because God knows that it will better you and it will better others. Because on higher planes of existence, there is no judgment. Judgment exists only on physical plane. Only on physical plane. There are perspectives, yes, there are angles of experiences, but there's no judgment. We can experience that state when we become objective, when we put emotions aside and we become completely objective when we are observing something. It is a very healthy state to be in when we are doing the healing, when we are reflecting on the past, on certain events that happened in the past, and see them truthfully, how they happened, without emotionally associating with them. Because we can see events way differently than how we remember them. Because emotions alter our memories. And when we don't have a better knowledge, we create a story based by what we know, and sometimes that story may be false. So most probably the reason that I got this thought, initiation, you've been initiated, is that more we're moving towards the end of this year, more you're noticing that this whole year was an initiation for you. That's why there was a lot of unpredictable chaos present in this year. So many things were so unpredictable. But somehow you found your way. And that's why today you're so wise and so strong and so capable. You may still not be perfect, but you don't need to be. The point is that you see that you survived, not just that you've survived. So many things that you've been praying for happened. And so many breakthroughs happened that you couldn't believe. Why it happened? Because that is how initiation looks like. It never looks like how we expect it to be. That's why it's initiation. It's a spiritual initiation. It's never how we expect it to be. It actually pushes us to the edges of what we think we're capable of and beyond. Only so we see that even when we go beyond the boundaries of what we think that is possible for us, like boundaries of trust. Like, I trust this, but if I'm pushed too far, then I fall into fear. Then I quit. Then I'm done. But life pushed you way out of your boundaries, and you needed to trust. So what was necessary in your life until now was to balance your both two most important energies, which are masculine and feminine. Because doing the work and being active and doing the physical activity made many results in your life. It pushed you forward. You took a lot of action. You've built discipline. You've been working hard on something. That's very admirable. But you've noticed that the greatest things found you when you also learned to rest and receive. And receiving happens when we become so present in this moment that we don't feel the past anymore. That's when we become receptive for what is coming. Because you can't hold space for something new if you're emotionally living in the past. So the real healing is not a complex process where you need to do a bunch of breathing retreats and meditations, even though it helps a lot. It's actually to just become so present in this moment that you release the tension you held in your muscles. So you release the emotions of the past that are associated with false stories, false narratives of the events that are long gone. And you make peace with what happened, because you know it was all a part of this journey. And this journey brought you to here right now, to you listening these words. And now today, as you're listening to this, you understand why you needed to go through everything. And therefore, when you look back, you see that life loves you. You don't need a belief of that anymore, because you have an evidence. Because even though it was tough and challenging, at the end, life always surprised you in the most loving way possible. And you know who you are. Those who resonate with this, you know who you are. You've done the work. You haven't given up on yourself. And when I say you've done the work, it means you haven't given up on yourself. It doesn't mean you should be perfectly blissful right now. It doesn't mean you should be perfectly grateful right now. It just means you haven't given up on yourself, which means you had some kind of belief in something that was not real yet. You had a belief into who you can become, which means you had some kind of an inner pull, even though you couldn't fully understand it. You trusted it, which means you trusted something that was not physical. So it was metaphysical, right? It was beyond physical. It was divine. You've trusted divine, even though maybe you had no beliefs around it. You don't need to believe into divine or God or any of that for it to show up in your life. But when it does, it changes your outlook a little bit, right? It changed you a little bit, because you've noticed that maybe it's not all up on you. Maybe it's not all up on you, which means that maybe at times when you don't know what to do, you don't need to fight anymore. You can actually ask and let go. Like, stop trying so hard at times when you could actually relax into trust that the answer will find you, that the clarity will find you. And that's where you start dancing with life. Now, to some people, it sounds like a passive thing, but to those of you who've been truly doing the work, you know, it's actually a dance between being active and being receptive. It's not passivity, it's always some kind of activity, because even being aware in the present moment and observing and witnessing is still kind of an activity in awareness. Being passive means that you actually give your free will away to external noises and you use it for distracting you from your own whatever you feel and whatever you think. So there's a void or pressure that we want to run away because we don't know what to do with it. But that's what initiation is all about, to go through what we don't know what to do with it. So we go through painful relationships. We don't avoid them, we don't run away, we go through them. We have these tough conversations. This is initiation. When we find ourselves at places or jobs or just circumstances in our lives where we truly need change, we go through it. We don't avoid, we don't hide, we don't deny, we don't say, I'm happy, but actually I'm not. No, we make a change. And change requires planning and clarity and honesty, being honest with yourself. And honesty requires looking at your blind spots, asking other people if they can help you to see what you don't see about you, and finding help and asking for help and all these things that, to those of you, the survivors, to those of you who've been through traumas and painful experiences, are very far away things because you always believed it's upon you. So initiation is usually the opposite of what we want, which means that sometimes in order to experience the greatest possible satisfaction and fulfillment, we need to do what's the hardest and what we've been resenting the most. Because only when we do it, we free ourselves from stagnation that we were not even aware that was there. That's why solution is never in just doing what you want, it's in doing what is necessary. And that means you need to be aware of the truth, like what is the truth within you, and following it. And truth will always feel good once you follow it. It will give you freedom, and therefore happiness becomes the byproduct of it. It's not something you chase, it's not something you think like, how can I be happier? Just ask yourself, what is the truth right now? What will free me right now? What I have to do to be more free? With whom I need to talk? To whom I need to forgive? What I need to change? What I need to start doing? What I need to stop doing? And things like that. And this is all initiation. And when you follow this truth, you will feel happy. And when you're happy, you're excited. And when you're excited, you expect greater outcomes. And when you expect greater outcomes, you believe more. And when you believe more, you also trust more. And when you trust more, there's less fear, less doubts. There's less fear, less doubts. There's less waste of energy, which means your container becomes very, very vibrant, vital, powerful. And now you became a very incredible creator. So the initiation that I'm talking today about also means that something incredible is in front of you, because each initiation turns a beginner or a fool into a master, right? Today's beginner is tomorrow's master, but in between there's a journey. And you are the hero of your story, my friend. You are the hero of your story. So for a moment, just appreciate yourself for not giving up on yourself, and appreciate all the people that helped you on this journey, and feel the love for everyone that is still going through it. Because sending love to those who are going through something is healing them, is helping them to heal them. Even though it's subtle and they may never know, it doesn't really matter. When one feels love, it affects everyone. And it's science. So, my friend, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you. Because you came far in this life. You never expected it will be like this, but you came here for this. I'm very proud of you. So, I hope you found great value today. Maybe certain things can make more sense right now, or at least this message was something to help you reflect a little bit more. That what felt like a breakdown was actually a breakthrough, and you haven't lost anything, because You can't lose what is eternal. Energy is just changing forms, but in its essence it's eternal. So what left you will also return in a different way. And this understanding can help you to be receptive, so things can find you in mysterious ways and surprise you like never before. So I will leave you here. I hope you found great value, and I want to say big thanks to everyone for choosing to support my art. I'm also an artist, a painter. You see paintings behind me. Thank you so much. On AttractPassion, you will find all of my work. So I channel these paintings, I see them in my mind's eye, and I paint them. So each painting has a very unique, strong energy and unique story. And you will see beside each painting its story, its explanation. So go and check it out at AttractPassion.com. And if you're coming from this video, just type in the code PASSION15 and you will get 15 off. Thank you so much, my friend, for your support. Also join our Patreon community for more exclusive content and YouTube membership if you would love to support this channel. Thank you so much, and till next time, one love.